Welcome. Today we are going to explore the concept of sequences in algebra. A sequence is fundamentally about order and patterns in numbers. You might see lists of numbers every day, but in mathematics, we have specific ways to describe, write, and predict them. So what exactly is a sequence? Simply put, it is an ordered list of numbers. The key word here is ordered. In a set, the order doesn't matter, but in a sequence, it does. For example, the sequence 1, 2, 3 is different from 3, 2, 1. Each individual number in this list is called a term. Mathematicians use specific notation to talk about these terms without writing out full sentences. We usually use a lowercase letter like a to represent the sequence. Then, we use small numbers called subscripts to indicate the position. A sub 1 is the first term, a sub 2 is the second, and so on. A sub n refers to a term at any general position n. Sequences come in two main varieties, finite and infinite. A finite sequence has a specific number of terms, it ends. An infinite sequence goes on forever. We show this using ellipses, those three little dots at the end, which mean the pattern continues indefinitely. Let's look at a common type, the arithmetic sequence. In this pattern, you find the next term by adding the same fixed number to the previous one. In the example 3, 7, 11, 15, we are adding 4 each time. This value, 4, is called the common difference. Another common type is the geometric sequence. Instead of adding, here we multiply by a fixed number to get the next term. In the sequence 2, 6, 18, 54, each number is 3 times the previous one. We call this multiplier the common ratio. One of the most powerful tools in sequences is the general term formula. Written as a sub n, this formula allows you to calculate the value of any term if you know its position number, n, without having to write out the entire list up to that point. Let's try an example. If our formula is a sub n equals 3n minus 1, we can find the first 3 terms. For the first term, we replace n with 1, giving us 2. For the second, replace n with 2, giving 5. For the third, replace n with 3, giving 8. So our sequence begins 2, 5, 8. Sometimes you might see a recursive formula. This describes a term based on the one before it. For instance, a rule might say, the current term is the previous term plus 2. To use this, you must know where the sequence starts. Sequences aren't just abstract math. You see them in house numbers on a street, often split into odd and even sequences. You see them when stacking objects in stable patterns, like triangles. You even see them in finance, where compound interest creates a geometric sequence of growth for your savings. To wrap up, remember that a sequence is an ordered list. We use notation like a sub n to describe terms. They can be finite or infinite. The most common patterns are arithmetic, involving addition, and geometric, involving multiplication. Understanding these basics is the first step to mastering patterns in algebra.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.